don't know. As long as there's 10 blueberries in every muffin, we're good.
I found one this morning with 11.
Hey, bro.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Why give me that look? Why you give me that
Sure,
look?
have a seat.
I'm judging you people for making me approve this panel.
Of course I have no idea what's
judging you.
happening.
Are you gonna judge our eating skills?
I'm judging. Well, no, I'm just.
Oh, you're not gonna sit there and be
No.
like, you know what? That bite was a perfect 4.
Welcome to Husk Coon just sits in the crowd and wishes that this was Olive Garden, not pizza.
Olive Garden's pretty damn good.
Welcome to Huskoon silently passive-aggressively judges you on the process.
It's not passive.
Like,
What?
look at
There's nothing passive.
Oh,
about
really?
it,
You're gonna
which is
eat it that way?
pointing
You eat pizza sideways? Wow. That's great for you.
Yeah.
As long as you don't eat it upside down.
I'll eat whatever I want anywhere.
Do not eat pizza upside
I'll do
down.
it right
Challenge
the fuck down.
accepted.
I don't believe you.
What if you fold
Why do you have veggies on your pizza? Is that kale?
It's fake kale.
Upside down, my friend.
I'm taking a picture of this. I'm gonna share it.
Upside down, my friend.
That is so gross. Why did I approve this panel?
Well, I wanted to make sure I ate. That was part one. I have had a lot of things to drink this weekend, not just water.
You guys up for it?
And you know, it's good to be able to eat. Eating is good.
I hope at least one person in here has like a weird force feeding fetish and they just don't want to say anything about it, but they're like, this is like the perfect thing for me. I'm like, awesome.
I like indulging people.
Whenever I feel ugly I go, you know what? I look in the mirror and I say, you are exactly someone's like dream fetish. And I go, I am. And I feel pretty again. I'm like, there is someone out there that's like, yes. Because you have that Cheeto dust all over your stomach, they're into you. Yeah, they are. Really?
Are they just licking off the Cheeto dust?
Assumably.
Okay.
I don't know
That's the
their
thing.
I don't know their jam.
You know what I actually found? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, eating food off of people is totally a thing.
Oh yeah, totally.
Totally.
There's literally restaurants where you can eat sushi off of people.
Yeah, the trailer trash version of that is eating Cheetos off of someone's stomach.
Yeah.
There's just
In
one
a
washing
trailer
to the
park.
belly button sticking out there.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, I'm doing it.
Now, what would be more redneck? Doing it in a trailer park or doing it in the back of a Cadillac? And it has to be an old beat-up Cadillac also.
Oh, it's a trailer park, man.
Is the Cadillac parked behind a Waffle House?
Like a
IHOP.
drug deal.
IHOP, that's a little more classy.
Does the Cadillac have ashtrays?
Oh yeah,
Okay, good.
and they're half full also.
Oh, they're half full.
They're half full.
Because you never empty them.
No, why would you?
Why would you?
That'd be ridiculous.
That would be weird.
My first car was a Cadillac. My father gave it to me. He said, he's like, no son of mine's gonna drive a faggot car. You need a real American car. So he gave me like an 80s Cadillac, made entirely of steel. It was a beautiful car, but it got about 2 inches to the fucking tank of gas.
2 inches to the gallon?
No, 2 inches to the entire tank of gas. It was terrible.
Is that a European measurement?
Yeah, sure. It was terrible. I hated every second of it.
Does everyone have that? Like my first car was a Buick whatever from the 90s.
Yeah.
It was really funny because it looked green, which was really cool because, you know, I'm generally a green character. But it was also blue. You could not find the blue. It had little sparklies on it.
Oh, you had the holographic one?
No, it was just like the My Little Pony edition. It was sparkly.
Okay. So you got the foil one.
It was a really nice car, and then someone crashed into it.
Nice.
I wasn't in it, so I mean, like, you know, but like it got T-boned on a street that's actually a T, and I find that somewhat funny.
Was it actually like a... Really? Like you actually got T-boned on a T?
Exactly, like it's residential street.
It's really rare, actually. It's very rare.
Like the person who did the T-boning was eating a steak, or?
No, they were just slipping on ice.
Oh, okay.
Wait, tripping on ice?
No, I mean they could have been.
Okay.
They could have been, but I mean I would assume it was something mostly made of steel because it, you know, kind of crushed the entire left hand of my car.
Okay, so your dad also said you ain't driving no faggot.
You know the best part about that car was the number of bodies you could fit in the trunk. I know it fit 3.5.
Where did you get half a body?
You know, I mean you.
You know?
Yes.
No,
Does a fursuit count as half of a body?
in some ways.
Which half?
The better one?
That makes sense.
What?
Do you like cartoons, Poker?
Oh, fuck. Hell yeah, I love cartoons.
Growing up, what was like the best cartoon? What was your jam? As Chris would say.
Oh, I do. Everything is my jam.
Poker can't come up with one, so what's yours?
Oh,
Shit.
fucking name a day. It changes every day.
Thursday, 4 o'clock, after school. What's your jam?
What year?
1994!
Oh, there was
19
Pokemon.
1994.
That was 96.
Thursday after
Shit.
school.
Get wrecked.
Around
I'm time
4:30.
4:30.
4:30 to that. I would have been 4 or 2 at the time. So probably reruns of Muppet Babies.
Same.
But I mean, I didn't give a shit because I was 2, so I was essentially just a parrot.
Yeah, pretty much. You're just kind of watching Muppet Babies, and it's like, you knew what the Muppets were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, you saw them on Sesame Street, whatever, and it's like, it's the Muppets and their cartoons. And that was cool enough. It didn't really matter what happened on the show, because a lot of the plot lines were really far-fetched on that show.
Well, they were the first example of cartoon to express the views of imagination and like the wonderment of being a child in a physical form because animation has limitless potential. It was also an 80s like powerhouse and it worked out. It also brought Muppet Babies was also what brought about the whole babification process that mostly Hanna-Barbera banked on in the 90s.
Babification?
Babification.
Oh! I was thinking of something else. I was thinking like
No.
that space thing we saw.
No.
I thought that was
No,
babification.
babe, you would turn into a hot babe. No. Baby,
Well, we've now hit we've got 2 things people are into. There's some boxes on FA happening right now.
babification is the process of taking existing IPs in some size, shape, or form and then making them young and hip.
When you say young and hip, we're talking real.
It's relative.
It's relative.
So you're like ruining my Tiny Toons Adventures experience.
No, Tiny Toons. The
Tiny
thing is,
Toons.
Tiny Toons Adventures is a good example of babification.
But they're not babies. They're like
Yeah, but it's
5 or 6.
So kidification then maybe?
Well, the process, it's called babification. The process is just aging down your characters to hit the target demo. I never understood that logic, but yeah, it was to hit the target
You got to
Okay,
get
so
the
where's
target
that-
demo, and you got to be in market, and you'll be on the air. every
Okay,
month.
so how does the Looney Tunes, the one where they went to the future and they're all like
Oh.
space teched out?
Wait, Lunatics Unleashed?
Yeah.
That was part of the edgelord action comedy like movement in the aughts, throughout the aughts, where you would take already existing IPs, and anime was starting to become part of the mainstream. So they're all like, how do we make this more fucking animu? Well, let's give Bugs Bunny a katana. Yeah, Bugs Bunny needs a katana.
Okay, I need a crossover. I need Johnny Bravo, Samurai Jack, and Bugs Bunny.
That would be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Coming up right after
Yeah,
Sesame
you're wrong.
Street on paved.
Sesame Street Unpaved.
On paved.
Oh, Unpaved.
Nickelodeon did this thing, I think it was in like the early 2000s, late 90s, and they wanted to capture
Aughts.
the teenager,
Call
yes.
them aughts.
Aughts?
I demand they be called aughts.
It's like tater tots.
It's the
like I'm gonna
aughts.
think of the aughts. That's it. They're just 2 tater tots.
As a society, we are giving up the opportunity to say, in Aught 4, I was doing this. You have
Yes.
every power to say that, and people don't, and it pisses me off. Like, back in Aught 6, I would go around and read internet posts on 4chan. You can say that, and it's real, and that's cool.
Why not just go with like Y2K4?
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like it's the future, but it's in the fucking past now, so you don't like it.
But we called it Ot. We called it the Ots. Well, we have the Ort Cloud. We could just call it the Ot Cloud now, because we broadcasted television signals there. So now we can sell advertising based on that concept to people that may live there.
Yeah.
They found another planet in there, or at least think there's
He's-
another one. That's pretty
You just
cool.
like
No, the
Oh
panel's
man,
the panel's name is Iggy, Chris and Iggy Shotgun Pizza. My name's not on it, so I'm not allowed to touch it.
You're fucking gonna eat that pizza.
Shit.
Do it. Yeah, there you go. Good. Yeah, slowly.
Upside down.
Yeah, you like it. You like
All
that
right, it's
pizza.
gotta be upside down.
Yeah, you like eating that pizza upside down. You like to fight.
it's like upside down and turned around. What?
Got folded in half now.
Yeah, fold it. Yeah.
Four and a half? Okay.
Yeah, you like that.
And upside down and sideways.
You like that weird calzone. Yeah. Defy the cultural norm. Fuck the man. Fuck society. No, that's not the man, that's the pizza.
Oh.
The man behind the pizza. Who is the man behind the pizza?
Papa John.
I feel like
Nope,
the man behind the
that
pizza.
almost fell out.
Man behind the pizza is like those first few seasons of the X-Files with the man that's smoking and you can only see him smoking.
That would be the shittiest version of the X-Files. They're just like, I keep peeling my pizza away and there's a freaky face behind it.
Who's the man behind the pizza box? No one knows.
He's just so
He's in his
weird.
own little pizza fort because they didn't have any production
And then
value.
it crosses over with Scooby-Doo. Old Man Jenkins!
Scooby-Doo is another example of really good babyfication. A pup named Scooby-Doo was really solid.
It was really solid, and then they decided to make 10 other spin-offs.
Well, Scooby-Doo perpetually has spin-offs forever. After a pup named Scooby-Doo, you moved into like things like What's New Scooby-Doo, which was pretty good for the aughts, and then mostly just the made-for-TV movies that are
It went down pretty hard.
Not really. I mean,
It's still fun, but
okay,
it's like-
can you really name a quality episode of the original Scooby-Doo? Because I don't think there is really one.
Anytime they collaborated with the Harlem Globetrotters.
Or see,
No,
technically,
that
that's
was not.
even-
That was not it. That was the hour special one.
Yeah, that was
That had
Scooby-
celebrity guests. Those were the best.
And those were still pretty fucking terrible because it would just be like, "Are you Katharine Hepburn? I sure am."
I'm Carol Channing.
Yeah, what the
Let's
fuck?
have an adventure.
Like, or somehow someone's always related to someone like that. You're my aunt. You're my aunt, Don Knotts. And Don Knotts
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah." Don Knotts had, I think, 3 different episodes. He came back.
He had completely
He had
different
an arc.
family members. Like he's actually like some ghost that just haunts them. He just
Don
keeps
Knotts
coming
is
back.
the ghost. He's like, "I'm my dead career." It's weird though.
You ever watch a movie with Don Knotts?
Oh yeah.
It's exactly as tolerable as the Harlem Globetrotters episode of the Scooby-Doo special.
That's fair. There's a pretty good Don Knotts movie.
I like Don Knotts though.
Yeah, there's a pretty good Don Knotts movie from
That's not a furry joke.
late 80s.
Are you sure?
Early
Are you
80s,
sure
where he
about
like is a shitty reporter and he has to report on a spooky ghost house. And
We actually did a movie that was Scooby-Doo.
yeah, it really was just the plot. It was a Scooby-Doo fucking plot. You remember the crossover episode of Scooby-Doo where Johnny Bravo showed up?
Yes.
Wait, that happened?
Yes, that
That was a real
absolutely
thing.
happened.
This
They
is-
advertised it
well,
hard.
technically it was an episode of Johnny Bravo in which Scooby-Doo showed up.
Oh, I was going to ask, did Johnny Bravo just try and bang Daphne the entire freaking time?
And Velma, actually.
Remember that time?
They do
Johnny-
okay. There's a really good bit about that I think about probably once a week from that special. It's really important.
It is.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
They're running. They're doing the stupid door chase sequence with like the monkeys playing in the background, and they do a point at which they run into each other. Or Velma and Johnny
Yes!
Bravo run into each other, and then both Velma's glasses fall off, and then Johnny Bravo's shades fall off. And Velma's like, my glasses, I can't see without my glasses. And Johnny Bravo's like, my glasses, I can't be seen without my glasses. And they're both looking for their glasses, and it's really good. Mm-hmm. Some real stupid fucking vaudeville shtick.
I
It's
thought
my
it was really
favorite.
funny.
There's also a bump, and you can watch it, and I love it. It's a bump that that Cartoon Network filmed, that is a parody of the Blair Witch Project, starring the Scooby-Doo cast.
Don't they all die at the end of that?
Yeah, they all do. It's really cool.
It was the Cartoon Network had like before Adult Swim. They like used that entire talent crew.
Well, Cartoon Network was Cartoon Network was a fever dream created by Ted Turner. Ted Turner was a crazy man. Ted Turner was just psychotic. Ted Turner was a man that I assume had at least 4 dead people in his closet. Just
At any given time, or just over the
Like-
course of years?
Just no. At any given moment, someone.
road-
Told off 3.5 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Ted Turner hated SWAT cats so much.
I hated SWAT Cats.
I like SWAT cats,
Oh.
but it's fine. But he hated SWAT cats so much. He personally paid everyone to not make SWAT cats, and that's how it got canceled. And took the money that they were going to use to make SWAT cats and founded Cartoon Network with it.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the reason he didn't like SWAT Cats, it was too violent.
What? Wait a second.
SWAT Cats is too violent. Captain Planet, though, he paid for that out of his own money. Every episode of Captain Planet was funded exclusively by Ted Turner.
Is that why all the shows I liked on Cartoon Network once I finally had cable were getting bumped by Captain Planet?
Well, that was just him really liking Captain Planet. He really liked Captain Planet.
You're making me think like Ted Turner's like in his room going on a bender. He's got like 4 bodies in the closet.
A lot of coke.
There's just a bunch of coke everywhere, and his TV only has one channel, and it's just Cartoon Network. So anytime he changes the channel, it's there, and he just has a magic button to put Cartoon Planet, the Captain Planet on, because he can.
Oh yeah, I assume he just had Captain Planet saying "The power is yours" on loop on like a 200-inch TV in his room.
It's just the entire room. The entire room is a television.
And he's just like, the power is yours. The power. Like a weird dystopian future thing. Oh, for those of you that are under the age of 200, Captain Planet was a stupid show about saving the environment.
In which they probably caused more harm to the environment.
Oh my god, and the villains in Captain Planet.
God.
Oh my god, there's a guy in there who's like Rockman, all of the Hulk, and like the Thing. Except for the reason he is that way is because he loves tanning so hard that radiation transformed him. And he walks around in his stupid, like, creepy uncle Hawaiian shirt unbuttoned, and he's like, I need to tan. How do I run my tanning machine? I know, I'll clear cut a forest.
It's like some terrible combination of the Thing from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Solomon Grundy.
Oh.
Solomon Grundy wanted to destroy the forest. Solomon Grundy wanted to.
It was though, man.
I always felt bad for that one kid because you had the freaking 5 powers of the rings: Earth, Wind, Fire, the freaking soundtrack to that one song, and then just love.
Oh,
Heart.
It was
Thank
Heart,
you,
man.
Heart.
That's cool, man. Hey, Heart can do a lot. I like that Gaia.
Not in America anymore. Thanks, diabetes.
Wow.
I like that Gaia, the guardian of the planet and nature, was like, by the way, have like a high-tech ship. It's technically solar powered. That makes it okay. It was weird.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about all the resources that, it's like, here's a check of all the money and all the resources in the world. Build this solar-powered ship.
What was it?
I mean, that is how environmentalism is viewed, so, it is fair.
There was a villain on Captain Planet that was, I swear to God, his name was like Richard M. Baggs. So he was just like...
This is the Moneybags guy?
Yeah, Dick Moneybags?
Yeah, he's the on-babification of Montana Max.
He's yep. It's insane. Seriously.
It's like Elmira and Monty Max grew up and had a child.
I would have killed to be a writer in like the 70s and 80s. Because you could say anything in a writing room. It'd be like, fuck, the Flintstones are getting stale. How do we fix it? Throw a fucking Martian in it. Why? Fucking who cares? Everyone's doing coke. I don't give a shit. They don't care. Okay, cool. What's he do? He makes wishes happen. Why? Because he fucking wants to, and it's bedrock, and I guess we're out of ideas exploring that idea.
The Martian gave Fred Flintstone cigarettes.
No, yeah. I'm just saying. It's fucking weird, man. You can just say anything. There was just a fucking dartboard, and they're like, yeah, okay. They were like Netflix is now. Like, hey, can I make a show about... Can I make a show about, like, a TV oven? It's just the TV oven. Yeah, okay, fuck it. 12 episodes. Do it. Because there's no such thing as quality anymore. There's just a massive amount of it. And then some people give a shit.
We have a question from the... What did you say?
I did a project on 70s Hanna-Barbera cartoons and just, like, tried to, like, break down exactly what was so just ridiculously weird and terrible about them. And basically, like, I had to freaking, like, look up a bunch of, like, old shows from them, and I found so many freaking animation errors. Like, that's the other thing, is like, they just did not give a shit about quality. Like, I literally found a screenshot from Scooby-Doo, like whatever Scooby-Doo show they had running in the 70s, where like Daphne just straight up for a whole frame just didn't have a head, and Fred was just like looking at her with this completely nonchalant smile on his face.
The founders of Hanna-Barbera, the two of them, decided what they wanted to do, was they were like, we gotta beat Disney, but Disney's been around since like the 20s. How do we beat Disney? Well, they have a lot of stuff. So let's just make a lot of stuff. Does that have to be good? No. Oh, no, God, no. Just make a lot of it.
It just needs 100 episodes.
Yeah. It was
syndication. Write those checks.
And
Let's go.
And that's because they were poor and they needed money and they were like, just keep churning it out. I got like 6 fucking scripts for Scooby-Doo. Well, we don't have that many episodes of Scooby-Doo left. Fuck it. Let's make him a fucking buggy and we'll call it something completely different.
Scoober and the Ghost Chasers.
They took Speed Buggy and then made Wacky Race. There's so many crossovers in the 70s and 80s. Absolutely right.
One of my favorites was so Scooby-Doo has just a plethora of not quite Scooby-Doo clones. But there was Snaggletooth.
Snaggletooth?
Yep. Snaggletooth, you had Josie and the Pussycats.
Jabberjaw.
You had Jabberjaw. You had the Funky Phantom.
That was really creepy.
Yeah, the Funky.
That was as creepy as Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman Mysteries
Gary Coleman
or something.
Cartoon?
Yes.
Yeah, where Gary Coleman dies.
Gary Coleman is dead already. This is before that actually happened. And he helps you solve mysteries by haunting you as a ghost.
Well, he's an angel who's earning his wings, and he has to
Yeah, that's not totally original either.
He has to help 100 people so Gary Coleman can get his wings.
And there's only like 10 episodes, so you know he's just...
Gary Coleman's fucked in limbo.
Because you know that was never making syndication, so they were never getting 100.
No, they couldn't get it.
That's like the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo?
Did
they actually get through all 13?
Yeah.
I only saw like 7.
There are exactly 13 episodes of 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. And I haven't watched it yet. I'm actually very excited about this. There's a new Scooby-Doo movie starring the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. And I'm really excited because Red Shirt Shaggy was my favorite franchise. It was my favorite series of Scooby-Doo. The era was Red Shirt Shaggy. Red Shirt Shaggy era was when Fred and Daphne like did their own fucking thing. And it was mostly just Scooby and Shaggy still being poor and going around and like fucking squatting on couches and shit. And that's where you got things like... the werewolf race one, where Shaggy becomes a werewolf, because I guess that's part of his genealogy. And,
furry training.
Yeah, the Cool School episode. Cool School is great.
Cool School.
Cool School is amazing. Oh my god, right? And then OKKO made an episode of brought Cool School back. Oh, sorry, I'm ranting in my brain. I love cartoons. A lot.
Relatable.
I do exactly one thing. Watch cartoons. A lot of cartoons. My roommate just kind of goes, "What are you watching?" I was like, "I don't fucking know." I'm watching animated Puss in Boots again. Why? Well, because I don't know. I've seen it twice. I might as well see it a third time.
Did you guys ever have those cartoons growing up that had that one fuck you episode to scar you as a child and still haunts you to this day?
It's never been a single episode. It's more like things. And I'm like, that's weird.
There's some really creepy things that happen in Rugrats. I didn't really like Rugrats, but there's there's so much manipulation and really suggestive things.
No, the really cool thing about Rugrats is Stu Pickles' failure as a person.
Yes! Like, how can you be that much of a bumbling idiot?
Yeah, he's like, okay, Stu Pickles is such a tragic human being. He's like, I have this family, and I'm living with my dad, and I'm going to be a toy inventor. What a fun idea!
He's a toy inventor.
And he's
That's not
failure at
original either. That's like big.
But
it's like big, but he just got old and isn't completely unoriginal.
Yeah, but he's a failure at it. And the reason you know he's a failure at it is if you watch the first Rugrats movie, the reason he can't afford a new child is because none of his inventions have worked. So the assumed reality he's been dealing with is that he's a failed inventor who can't sell a contract for shit. And I love it.
Wasn't there an episode where he's like making pudding at 3 a.m. just because he's so sad with his life?
It's Angelica, because Angelica was a bitch.
Holy shit.
And American Tsundere. She also had the twin tails. When anime tropes accidentally sneak into Western animation, it's kind of cool.
You know,
my brain.
Do you watch much anime?
Oh, it's animation, isn't it? What I said, the one thing I do. Fucking name it.
I thought it was different.
No, well, it is for some. For me, it's not real people, so I don't have to actually connect to them.
Boy, you can't watch TV.
So, like, basically, like, I try to get into some animes. I watched a whole bunch, but the one that I always think is really cool is Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop is very cool.
I like it because there's only about, I think it's 26 episodes in a movie. I can actually finish that before I die.
Oh, yeah. I sometimes like to recommend shonen to people, and they'll be like, no, it's only like 100 episodes. It's not that bad.
Only 100? I might get through that.
Well, but what was it? I once recommended Hitman Reborn, which is like a lesser shonen, but like probably like 6 people are like, this is the greatest thing I ever fucking made. But I try to recommend it to someone like, it's really bad. I'm like, I know, you got to get through the first 120 episodes, but then it gets really good. It's like
Bleach. It's like, you got to get through the first 100.
Yeah, trust me, it's worth it after.
And it's like, all they've done is like, they met each other, and now they've gone to the place where something might happen.
That's how. Well, okay.
And now you're in episode 101.
Okay, here's the reality though. In big time shonen, such as your Bleaches, your Narutos, your One Piece, yeah. Oh my god, One Piece. But your bigger time shonen, you have to understand that 3 episodes of that shonen is like a normal episode of an actual TV show. So you take 3 of those episodes and condense it, and then they actually do an action. Otherwise, they're just going to talk about and recap what happened last week.
Is there an anime? I want to see an anime that's like a crossover between like take your One Piece or whatever, and cross it with like Law and Order.
So.
Is there anything like that?
Yes and no. It's not very good. There is a Phoenix Wright anime.
Yeah.
There is, but
okay, that's fair enough.
But there's one, and it's not very good. But it's called like Wizard Barista or something. It's not Barista,
Wizard
but
Barista.
Barrister?
You've just created a show I really want to watch.
Wizard Barrister or something, and it's about a stupid jiggly titty anime girl who goes around and like solves superhero who is a lawyer for like magic council.
So every anime.
Well, it's different. With like,
wait, how do wizards have legal problems?
I don't fucking know.
hey, you're trespassing. Blink. No, I'm not. How does that even work?
Well, when everyone has
Your
magic,
Honor, my client.
Your fence is too close to my house. Fireball.
Your opposing counsel turned my client into a frog.
Yeah.
I got better. So nothing. Okay, but yeah, no, it's all right. It's not very good. There's a lot of anime I could recommend. It's all weird.
I think my favorite anime is definitely One Punch.
Oh, One Punch Man is
Yes.
One Punch is so good.
It's a really solid deconstruction of the whole shonen trauma, of the whole shonen situation.
Chris recommended Baki to me, and that was on crack.
Oh, Baki the Grappler is like a shittier version of Hajime Ippo. If you actually want a good anime, watch Hajime no Ippo.
There's all these guys that have this problem of being too powerful in the world.
Yeah, they're very ripped.
Problem.
They are literally made of muscle. That's all they are. They're just a wall of muscle, and they go around, and he's all like, I can smell how powerful you are.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can smell how powerful you are. I just shot myself in the fucking face, and I didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
That's how crazy I am. It's pretty good. I watched it with my roommate, because, you know, again, not having to connect to people, and my roommate's a houseplant.
Wait. Houseplant like Warren the houseplant from Space Ghost?
No. He's actually my current roommate is a real houseplant. No, it's a real houseplant.
A real live actual
He's
houseplant?
an actual houseplant, and he's alive. He might be alive.
Are you sure they don't have a space talk show that they're stealing from another space talk show host?
I'm gonna be pretty pissed if he is.
No fanny pack.
I'm gonna be super pissed.
Oh my god.
So I have to admit something.
What's up?
Okay.
Since we're on the topic of animes and things that may or may not should be watched, I don't know. I paid money to see the Aqua Teen : movie film for theaters.
Oh yeah, I love that.
I
movie.
actually paid to see that in a theater.
That's awesome. I did too, actually.
How many people do you think were in? This is like when it just came out to. How many people do you think were actually in the theater that I went to go see it?
Please tell me there was like a lot.
When you say a lot, does 6 when it's the 6 were in there and 3 of us were the group that we were with?
Oh.
That's so sad.
I honestly.
We didn't even sit together. Like, there were no ushers.
Yeah, you can still.
You could have stuck in anything you wanted.
I've done that actually. Actually, yeah, I've been to a couple of really terrible films where there's like 4 people in the room, and everyone is in agreement like this movie kind of sucks, and so you just like sit with total strangers. And I piled in, and we all got into one area, and we're like, this movie fucking sucks.
What's the worst movie you went to go see in a movie theater? Because I actually enjoyed that film, but it was also really strange and harsh.
I hated Transporter 2.
Ooh.
I hated that movie.
I saw the live-action Scooby-Doo film in movies.
Oh, that's fun.
I saw First Wives Club. That was pretty terrible.
Oh.
Wow.
My parents dragged me. It was pretty...
Take that back. The worst film I've ever seen in theaters or out is War Horse.
War Horse.
War Horse can fuck off into the night. Wow. This is PG-13. That's my one fuck. All right, and it's for War Horse.
Spielberg, right?
It's some fucking Oscar clickbait. And it's some fucking bullshit. Seriously, man, how are you gonna make the? Oh, there is a scene. There is a fucking scene in War Horse where this kid's all like, "You want an apple? Please take the apple, Black Beauty." And War Horse is like, "No, I'm snubbing your ass." And he's like, "No, please take the apple, Black Beauty." And
this is like the scene for the Oscar too.
And the horse is like super not into it, and he's like not respecting the fact the horse said no. So he like really pushes this apple on this horse, and the horse is like, "Well, I need to get a new job, so I better listen to what the boss has to say." It takes the apple, and it's really weird. And then the horse gets drafted for war, because you draft horses for war.
You Miller genuine draft them.
And he's all like, and like they keep painting this kid as a widow. He's like, "My horse." No, and they frame him entirely as the horse's wife. And when they draft the horse for war, he's chasing after the horse, and he's like knocking people over, and he's like going hysterical, beating the shit out of people, like to chase after this horse. And one of the guys stops him, and he's like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Stop!" It's like, "Yeah, what the fuck's wrong with you? You're chasing after a horse." And he's like, "It's not like it's a dog or something, mate." And I go, "It's not okay to do that for a dog."
Aren't horses more expensive?
Yeah, very much so.
Like if the army has a bunch of horses.
Yeah, and then
so when's the scene where the horse gets counseled for post-traumatic stress disorder?
He never does.
It's just like real life; it doesn't actually happen.
Yeah, it's true. The horse is just a sad. The horse has a sign that says "I'm a veteran" on the side corner. That's the post-credit sequence. But then Nick Fury comes up and says, "Hey, War Horse, want to join the Avengers?" He's like, "I don't have a home." Sure.
Okay, the next fucking Avengers movie, there better be the Hulk riding in on a war horse.
If somebody hadn't seen the second Avengers movie, and they're all like, "Who's that guy?" And it's Thanos, and I was like, "Why are you watching this movie if you..." Okay.
If you had to stay behind at least one credit sequence.
And he's all like, "Who's that guy?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Thanos." It took him 4.5 fucking movies to stand out of a chair.
Very powerful.
This swear to God, every post-credit sequence. 6 years later, 12 years later, 20 years later. Hated that fucking movie. Hated it. You can't it's stupid. You can't make a short film and break it up over 12 years and call it an arc. Pisses me off.
I mean, what's his name from Saturday Night Live? Did Elf and who's the guy that makes all the movies from?
Oh, you're thinking of
not John C. Reilly, the other guy.
Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell.
Oh,
he basically has had a career in that because he plays like the same role in every single movie, and he's slowly. Oh man, I love Elf.
Elf was not on Saturday Night Live.
Does Elf count as like a cartoon?
Well, he had a cartoon.
He did have a cartoon.
He did have a cartoon.
He ate cats.
He did.
He was like the first furry in the horror.
There's the Animation All Stars like mashup PSA thing about all the 80s fucking icons were there. Alf shows up very briefly and gives Garfield like, "I'm gonna fucking eat you eyes," and Garfield's like, "Ugh." It's kind of the best thing ever. It's very subtle. And like I said, because everyone's cracked out on coke, and somebody was animating, they're like, "Of course Alf would be staring at Garfield, he's fucking hungry." And I'm like, that guy, I love that guy, because he cared way too much about his fucking job.
And Garfield suddenly realizes what it's like to be his lasagnas.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, I can't.
So-
I'm on the other end.
Have you ever watched a cartoon where, because like they'll like a lot of times they'll do like a 3 shorts in like a 30-minute show. They'll be like Tom and Jerry. There'll be Tom and Jerry. Then Droopy would be in the middle, and then Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
So on Garfield and Friends, they had like I forget what it was like it was the Funny Farm or the Down on the Farm or something.
The farm bit, yeah.
The farm pets?
They're on yes. Who was the best character on that?
Doug.
Egg.
The egg.
I liked Sheldon.
Sheldon
I
was
like
amazing.
I like ducks in media though. They usually get a bum rap and they get typecast as angry, and I don't like that.
It's very true.
Yeah, it pisses me off.
It's all Donald's fault.
It is.
I always played Orville.
I mean, I really liked it. Oh, Orville was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that we've gotten a lot more duck representation in modern media, and it's like a positive thing. But yeah, it was a hot minute there where ducks were just not getting it. Right, they were getting done dirty.
And then Donald Duck and Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, I can't think of a one that isn't angry.
Yeah, that's what
And I'm
saying.
thinking of stuff like Tailspin. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're just
Tailspin's
angry.
too happy. There's no ducks.
Yeah, because it's fucked up.
Count Dracula.
Count Dracula.
Count Dracula.
But he was like evil and sinister.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck, there we go, yeah.
He always I don't know if Darkwing Duck was like the poster child for why not to ever drink and drive.
Dude.
Because every single time he got on his motorcycle, he'd crash.
Because it was his jam. Darkwing Duck was my shit, man. That was my favorite of the Duckverse series. Oh, because I just like superheroes, and Darkwing Duck was a perfect example of a superhero. His mentality was like on point to be a superhero. I loved it.
I'm sorry, there is no better superhero than the Tick.
The Tick is really good.
The live action or the cartoon?
All?
Yes. Patrick Warburton as the Tick.
Patrick Warburton is anything.
He does anything.
Speaking of Patrick Warburton, have either of you watched the Lemony Snicket series on Netflix?
I watched the first season.
Oh, I would have been... okay.
Neil Patrick Harris is Count Olaf? Fuck yes.
What?
Yeah, he did a good job with it.
Yes.
Wow.
When I started watching it, I'm like, man, high school me would have thought this was the greatest fucking piece of media ever invented. Adult me would have thought I was annoying about it. I would have been relentless about it. Because it's a hardcore theater kid show. It's great. It's worth watching. If you at any point acted, you're like, I get it, because everything's set up like a hyper reality storybook. I think it's good stuff. Worth watching. And it's finished. It finished. TV shows don't get to finish. They keep going until they slowly die, and that's a sad thing. I like when TV shows have endings.
Unless you're Hysteria, you just run out of money.
Yeah. Well, Hysteria was the Warner Brother animation department going, I wonder how far we can get on an empty tank of gas. I don't know.
I
Let's
enjoyed
try
the
it.
show, but it was on an empty tank of gas
Yeah, like I
for quite
said,
some time.
Hysteria was like, let's see how long we can do. We got no money, but let's see how far we can go with it. For those of you that don't know, Hysteria was the bastardized stepchild of Animaniacs and Tiny
Yeah,
Toons.
take Animaniacs. I think they had a number
Except
of
for
the
their
voice
whole
actors.
their whole premise was we're kids and we talk about
Edutainment.
we talk about history.
Edutainment. Because
It's
there was
good
a
stuff.
big edutainment thing in
Oh, yeah.
the 90s.
Well,
There's
there's
Magic School Bus.
Oh,
Outdated
man.
Science.
Cyber Chase.
That was a deep cut last night. Who was at Who's Line last night? Oh, man, that deep cut of the Magic School Bus, like, something about getting lost. It's like, now I'm inside someone's bloodstream. Or like,
Yeah.
somehow class and getting lost was involved. and Magic School Bus hit me, and I'm like, damn.
I got something here. All right, who? I want to try a Q&A. Who's in?
Okay.
Raise your hand.
Oh, I got some
All right. You in the blue shirt. How do I get grass stains out of my pants?
Oh, is this reversed?
I mean, it's a Q&A. Who knows until it ends? I never said which one was which. How do I get grass stains out of my pants?
Rubbing a pre-treater.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Who else has to who else wants to be asked a question or is asked to go?
Tide stick. No, you use a tide stick.
Oh, she's a you can't answer. I didn't answer that question.
This is hard Q&A.
This is anarchy.
What's my question?
What about you, ma'am?
What do you think about the Tide Pod challenge?
The Tide Pod challenge? I think it's some dumb middle school bullshit, and then a couple of middle schoolers, because children don't understand the rule of 3 of comedies. They think it is like the rule of 1,000. So like to be cool, they have to commit too hard to the bit. And I'm like, all right, a couple of kids committed too hard to the bit. That's some dumb, stupid shit. I've done it. I've done it in stupid shit too. It's what it is.
Why do they make it look like candy? Like we throw that out the window. Tide used to make Tide in detergent form. When you pour it, it looks like detergent. It looks gross. Little babies will not drink this. It's terrible.
No, it looks like Kool-Aid.
It does not look like Kool-Aid.
Detergents typically have Vitrex or something like that.
Oh, there's a bitter or something in it. Don't ask me why I know that.
Alright, what about you?
Eh?
What are you? Is your hand up?
Oh, I thought you were still asking us questions.
I can ask you a question if you want. You want to be asked a question? Okay. Why would I want to own a motorcycle?
Better gas mileage.
Good question.
Good question.
Wow.
Good
Good
answer.
answer. Let's take it on the board. Yeah, that's a pretty good
Drives
answer.
his motorcycle to work in the summer because it's got
Right next to it.
better
What's
gas
up?
mileage.
Oh, I would just.
guess.
I'll go for being asked a question.
Are you okay? You want to be asked a question?
I don't know what you can. I'm enjoying you coming up with questions. I had one. You're on.
Yeah, I know. I lost my fucking.
Oh, I got one. I just want to come up with another question.
If you could have unlimited money, unlimited access to whatever you want, you can make it happen how you want it to happen. What would be the ideal scene that we never get to see in a film? So like, all right, so like somebody stacks a bunch of shit up and they come in and this shit's already stacked, but like there's clearly a scene where a bunch of people had to spend hours stacking a bunch of shit. What scene in a thing would you want to see that we just assumed happened at some point? Oh, like in the Dark Knight trilogy, there was just a scene where the Joker sewed a bomb into someone, which means there was like a surgery scene.
Like it already happened.
Yeah.
And you just had to take it as fact.
Yeah, like that happened at some point.
But the amount of prep work that the characters involved would have done
Yeah,
is so
they
extremely
mentioned in a cracked
stupid.
episode.
What if we just did a scene where the movie just slowly gets deconstructed until eventually, like, the entire set gets taken down?
Oh, that's
You filmed the production crew make it. The amount of performance art that's just happening here is amazing.
Isn't that the ending of Blazing
4
Saddles?
grand.
Yes, it is.
I think that's just the ending of Blazing Saddles. Because they're like, fuck, how do we do this? I don't know, let's go watch the end of the movie to find out how we do this. That's exactly what that is. Good job, Mel Brooks. Alright, anyone else got a question or want to be asked a question?
Oh, I did. What is a piece of media that you think is objectively bad, but you like it anyway?
Laserdisc.
All of Laserdisc.
I had the opportunity to purchase
like a
Tootsie on
movie or game or
Laserdisc.
something.
Like what?
I think is objectively bad, but I enjoy it anyway.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it. Let me look up the name because I don't want to fuck the name up. But yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. I watch a lot of shit. I guess there's technically Paw Patrol. That's the easy answer.
Whoa!
Paw Patrol
Deep
is a,
cuts.
Paw Patrol is a piece of flaming garbage.
Do not say that around Citrine.
It's a flaming piece of garbage.
You better watch it. You're on notice.
Name one fucking scene in Paw Patrol that matters. None of them.
Hold on.
That's what I mean.
That's like saying what scene in Wonder Pets matters. Every single episode,
The
there's
one
a
where-
stupid thing
No,
happening,
fuck
and there's
you.
like a turtle
Fuck you.
flying somewhere.
Fuck you. The scene in Wonder Pets that matters is when they're all like, "This is serious. Eat a dick." There are points to Wonder
Whoa!
Pets.
There's a duck in that is not angry and mad. They're like the most optimistic person ever.
Yeah.
Because the turtle's the depressed one.
He is the depression. The point I'm getting. Also, Wonder Pets was really engaging because it was fucking stop motion animation in some weird way. It was really cool. Wonder Pets isn't good, but like it cared. Fucking
It's like Laurel. It cares.
Yeah, Paw Patrol doesn't fucking care, dude. If Paw Patrol cared, they would do something with skooma.
I'm sorry, but I think
Paw Patrol cares about merchandising rights.
I'm sorry, Paw Patrol I think cares a little bit more than Teletubbies.
No, they don't.
Whoa.
Teletubbies is.
Whoa!
Okay,
Are you going there?
Yeah!
I'm gonna go there. What do you? I'm gonna hold that thought.
Here's the thing about Teletubbies. Teletubbies is a very smartly constructed TV series. And
smart.
Is
that a word?
It's
like you say.
I'm for me now.
Not to deminimize the Teletubbies, but now I'm going to talk about deminimizing. I just made up the word too.
Yeah, I love making words up. No, you need to understand. Paw Patrol. There was an episode of Paw Patrol in which they were going underwater and they were like gonna rescue a water thing. I think it was a kraken in a boat or some dumb shit. And like they were like, you can't have a kraken in a boat doing that. He's just existing. There's magic in Paw Patrol world and it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm getting distracted. They save a genie. Genies don't need to be saved. Okay, so
genies, I saw Aladdin. Genies sometimes maybe are saved. Will Smith needs to be saved for being a genie.
Robin Williams was saved in the original animated film.
Okay, I just want everyone to understand.
They're going to say that Disney on re-release the Aladdin, the original animated film, because this other thing is not that.
Skooma has a superpower. Every one of the Paw Patrol members have a superpower. They have a thing. It's their gimmick. They're a wrestler. And
wrestling's awesome.
Skooma's thing is fucking boats. He's like boat patrol guy. That's his jam. And it doesn't matter because they gave everyone else boats. So his one thing is shit. And they keep giving Rocky, whose thing is recycling, more.
Rocky is recycling.
It is. Because
they keep recycling.
Oh my god, and they all have these stupid catchphrases. They all have stupid catchphrases when he's all like, I need you this week. Because you're on call, and he's all like,
you're on call.
Yeah, you're on call, and then Rubbles is like, Rubble on the double. Or Chase, who's the cop dog and has like sexy feet, is all like, Chase is on the case. He wears boots sometimes, and it's weird because it creates absolute territory with his design. Anyways, the point is, fucking Rocky's thing is green means go. That makes no sense. I'm mad about it. Anyways, they never use Skooma. They always use Chase, Rocky, and fucking Rubble sometimes to solve every problem despite it being in the water.
So if they use Skooma more, you'd be okay with the show then?
No, not at all. It's still terrible. It's just one thing that is terrible, lazy, and mean about Paw Patrol.
Still barely told you.
They also have a robot dog. You already have a cast of dogs. Why do you have a robot dog? Why aren't they all robot dogs?
Because robot dogs are awesome, but you can't have more than one.
Man. You in the very back. If it's about Paw Patrol.
From Iggy?
What was that?
I'd like to take a question from Iggy.
Go for it.
Whoa. What is the dumbest television show you've ever seen?
It better be Paw Patrol.
Oh, God. I've watched a lot of stupid television.
Besides Shining Time Station, what is the dumbest show you've ever seen?
Ringo as a tiny little conductor is phenomenal.
I mean, he didn't have any legal crimes, but the crimes that he did to music required him to do community service.
He was an excellent drummer. He was better than Peter. I don't care what anybody says.
Got George Carlin.
He has like credits to like 2 songs.
Hey, I want
You haven't answered the question.
An octopus's garden in the shade.
You haven't answered the question.
You didn't answer my question.
Answer the question.
Yeah, don't dodge the question. Oh,
This isn't Deep Space Nine. This is not a courtroom drama where you can just change the subject and then I call in my fake Jack Nicholson O'Brien to help you.
There's a literal like change the subject button. It's eating pizza.
Brady Bunch is pretty shit.
We never
Brady
got
Bunch is pretty shit.
Yeah.
I freaking hate the Brady Bunch. Oh,
I have a question for the panel.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's up?
How do you feel about Blue Will Smith? Do you have opinions?
I do.
Do I have opinions on Blue Will Smith?
Yeah.
I got some.
Okay, here's mine.
I'm going to be honest, they're not as passionate about my opinions on Paw Patrol. I will be completely honest with you.
Fuck all the live action remakes. They're not needed.
Okay.
They're just a shameless money grab.
Yep.
They're Disney kind of like being Disney.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the perfect example of Disneyfication. I mean, they took like a couple Shakespeare tales, and The 1001 Nights, and they just basically smashed that together into a movie.
Well, yeah.
And I heard a talking parrot.
And
Iago.
apparently the guy who's playing Jafar in the new one. You know who's playing Jafar in the new one? Because people were making
Some hot guy.
yeah, it's some hot guy who's like in his 20s, and it's like the Jafar we know is like this Ebenezer Scrooge type character. I've got a talking parrot who's more evil than me, and who pretends to be a flamingo to make someone fall in love with the wrong person or something.
And the entire furry fandom falls for it. You know.
Do they still have Gilbert Gottfried?
Right? I just want.
I don't know.
I want Gilbert Gottfried, like Will Smith paint, but he's painted as Iago, and he's like, "Hello." And he just walks around. Yeah.
No,
They never asked him to be on set. He just showed up dressed as Iago. Hey guys, I came back for my role.
They should get Gilbert Gottfried and Bobcat Goldthwait.
I love Bobcat Goldthwait. Have you watched any of Bobcat Goldthwait's movies? Any of them?
I've seen one of them. I don't remember which one it is.
Oh, yeah. Here, question for the panel. Sorry, question from the panel. Which Bobcat Goldthwait movie have you seen?
Oh my God. World's Greatest Dad.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's the big one. That's the one that really got him a lot of money.
What is it? God Bless America?
Yeah, God Bless America.
Is that
Where
what
they, where they kill a pig.
They do.
They kill a pig hard.
Oh, is that when they throw it up in the air?
Yeah.
That movie's weird.
That movie's super weird.
You can get everything you want out of the trailer, pretty much. Just watch the trailer for God Bless America.
Oh, but it's still really good.
It is.
Did you know Gilbert Gottfried made a horror-esque found footage film about Bigfoot stuff?
Wait, what?
Gilbert Gottfried?
Sorry, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh, no.
The other
Okay.
scratchy voice man. But yeah, it's a found footage like, we found this footage in the middle of the woods, and it's a horror film about Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, yeah.
Big feetses. Did you know that like famous picture of Bigfoot? The one where it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
That one's name is Pam because it's a girl. Apparently. Yeah, it's named Pam.
It's amazing.
Yeah, right?
What's
It's
my mom's name?
Yeah, well, is your mom Bigfoot?
I hope not.
I just really like the logic behind that. Because, like, when you really, like, think about it, the people that are up, like, locked away in this cabin for, like, years at a time that are looking for Bigfoot are just like, hey, I think it has tits. Like, I'm gonna borrow this photo for 5 minutes. No, I'm borrowing the photo for 5 minutes. They're arguing about it.
That was all we had.
Pam's my girlfriend. No, Pam's my girlfriend.
I love that it's the only Bigfoot that's been
Pam, Pam is the only Bigfoot we know of. The big feetses.
Back in the 1800s, we would go hide out in log cabins and write poetry. But once cameras were invented, we started taking pictures, and this happened. That's actual progression.
It's beautiful.
It's all Pam's fault.
It's all Pam's fault. Fuck Pam. Xander, your mom sucks. Does anyone else have a question or want to be asked a question by someone?
I already failed. What's your guilty pleasure music?
Mine?
My guilty pleasure.
Oh, the panels.
Okay, guilty pleasure.
Metal. It's so ridiculous.
Morrissey.
It's just guys singing about dragons.
It is. It is a lot of guys singing about
It's
dragons.
so great.
So there's this genre of music called vaporwave.
Yeah.
And my guilty pleasure is to not do any hallucinogenic things and just listen to it.
I like vaporwave.
I think for me it's pirate metal.
Pirate metal.
Pirate metal is so good.
I
like
discovered
some pirate
pirate
metal.
techno. It's just
There's pirate tech now.
yeah.
Oh shit, I know what I'm doing tonight.
Mine would probably be butt trap. Just butt trap. If the music is 90% shotguns, air horns, and what's, I'm into it.
That's like vaporwave on steroids.
It's just like what? And I'm just like, yeah,
It's like a
this is good.
I was listening.
I'm happy.
Your next freaking rap is gonna be what?
What? What? Whoa, that was cool. I fucking love it, man.
Oh
Butt
shit, we
trap.
have 5 minutes to finish shotgunning this pizza.
Oh shit.
We gotta finish the pizza.
Oh, you know?
That's what?
Oh my god.
That's
Give me
wrong.
this,
Oh,
Poor decisions being made.
The stupid thing is you can eat a slice of pizza very normally in 5 minutes, but that's not very funny. I like your hat, by the way. It's very blue.
Oh, this.
Very cool.
Oh,
Who wants to be asked this question?
Xander didn't ask you a question at the dentist.
Oh, fuck you, you're probably...
It's all gone! I got your breadstick!
There's still some Crush Lovers pizza there, motherfucker. Eat it!
Match the show.
Believe it or not, I'm Welcome in Air.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Greatest American Hero?
Uh-huh.
They had a great intro.
They did have a
Yes, it
really
did.
good intro.
Anything a Steven S. Cano production has a fantastic intro.
Oh, this is like probably bad showmanship, but Xander, I meant to tell you, have you ever seen Capital Critters?
What about?
Capital Critters. Critter Capital.
No, it was Capital Critters.
What is Capital Critters? It's a really good show. It's like really awesome. It's
They're
just
like
about the
weirdly political, but they're cartoon animals.
Yeah, starring the little baby Neil Patrick Harris as a rat.
What?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I need to see this.
Anything with Neil Patrick Harris, I'll freaking watch.
Oh yeah, it's really good. And it's just about the corruption and shittiness of the American government. It's still very applicable today. And it got pulled off ABC after like 7 episodes. And cockroaches are like black people allegory. It's creepy.
Kelsey Grammer was a sexy rat for a bit.
Hey, he was.
Remember when Jason Alexander played Duckman?
I know.
Yes.
Back to the duck thing. He was a really angry duck.
Yeah, Duck.
He was
a
so
dickhead.
passive aggressive.
Oh, he was aggressive. Wait, he beat his Care Bear assistants?
Yeah, he beat everyone. It was like the bad version of the Critic.
It was.
Like the Critic. John Lovett's like his character took everything out on himself.
Oh yeah,
he was
yeah.
he was such an outward failure, but like he'd always take it out himself. Duckman just took it out on his family, everyone he worked with. Ducks are terrible, and like they get a really bad rap.
They do. I also am bothered by Duckman's occupation because he's a duck detective. And the duck detective is its own thing.
They made it was just as bad as like
Duck Tracy? Duck detectives are a subgenre of duck casting.
Duck Tracy, is that starring
Daffy Duck.
Daffy
yeah,
Duck.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Duck Tracy Kit Bits.
As long as it's not the Howard the Duck movie with the real people.
Oh, and Duck Tits!
Duck tits!
Whoa!
Was that in Howard the Duck?
What?
Was that in Howard?
Yeah, it was.
Yes,
The original Howard the
it's
Duck
in the
movie.
first 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
They built this as a movie for children.
With Duck
George
Tits.
Lucas is weird.
Yeah,
How did this not ruin George? This was like after like the one special effects, the futuristic
no man
one.
that powerful isn't weird. That's
That
just
was
the
his
truth.
first thing. Oh my god! It should have ruined everything for him.
No, Duck Tits. Everyone loves good Duck Tits.
And the more terrible duck jokes, like he was reading Playbill.
He was reading Playbill.
Playbill. He's
I
in
like
his bathtub.
All right. Let me ask, I have a question for the whole audience. Out of all of you, which one of you thinks you hate me the most?
Sorry, I was
Can
explaining.
I get in the audience?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know what's
Oh,
happening
I
now.
see where this is going.
He's getting up.
What are you doing, Iggy?
Okay, I'm in the audience.
I don't.
I'm gonna raise my hand.
You think you hit me the most?
Yes.
Why?
All right, now we're gonna have a debate. Everyone line up and say why you hate me.
Because you ate all the pizza.
That works. I like it.
2 minutes to finish, by the way.
You have 2 minutes?
You're too
We've
funny.
got 2 minutes left.
Oh,
1 minute left.
look at you.
Oh.
Look at you.
Can we just square dance?
Have I ever explained? I think I explained it to dinner. Double guns is fun. Single guns is threatening. You really think about that because you're like, because you're like,
What? I'm sorry, but with real guns, I think isn't going to make much of a difference.
Any dual wielder in any media using any weapon is a shitty edgelord. It's a given. Dual wielding is shitty.
Yeah.
It's never good.
Alright, so that's our moral of the entire panel. Dual weapons are shitty.
Name one motherfucker that isn't some weird lick the blade edgelord dual wielder.
Leonardo, turtle. Okay.
I'm pretty broody.
Checkmate. Yeah.
He's got you there.
Yeah, but I mean, you also have Raphael with his double size.
Oh, he is.
Raphael is the okay.
The problem with Ninja Turtles is they were all dual
Mikey with
wielders.
his 2 nunchucks, and I just
Yeah,
keep
they're all
expecting
dual
to hit himself in
wielders.
the crotch every fucking time.
He just has a plate there. He's fine.
Fine, and you have failed the shotgun the pizza.
Oh yeah.
We know the pizza. Oh.
Is this mine still? Yeah, it is.
Oh, you put it down.
Put it in your mouth.
Okay. We ate food. That was the camel. Thanks for joining. This is Chris. That's Poker Wolf. I'm Iggy. I'm gonna go get something to drink because I can do that.
Yay.
Oh, it is noon now.
It's noon somewhere. Also,
It's high noon.
I'm gonna drink water and roll shit away.
Oh my gosh.
man, I'm so glad we didn't talk about Supermarket Sweep. I love that show.
I want to watch Paw Patrol with you, just watching it now. And Horse Story. What was that?
More horse.
Yes.
That was the.
Silver Gatoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gatoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gatoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.